Welcome back to my channel, you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do tie-dye. I know a lot of people know how to do tie-dye, but okay, I wanted to do my own little thing, and I basically just watched a bunch of tie-dye videos and combined everything that I thought would be good for this video. I try to make it like the least expensive and like the absolute easiest way for you guys. So yes, and this is actually one of the tops that I made. This is my favorite one for sure. It was like an old halter top that like I really was about to throw away, dude. And here I am with the brand new shirt. So this was my favorite one for sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and try on the other pieces for you guys so you guys have like an idea of what I was going for. I originally, like I obviously wanted it to be brighter, but I was never gonna go for like some crazy tie-dye because I did want it to be like wearable for me. If this probably would have came out brighter, I don't think I would have liked it as much, but it came out like perfect, like something I would actually wear out. So yeah, you guys, this is the first one. So if y'all are interested in how to do some tie-dye, then keep on watching. Okay, so here I have every single thing that I use for my tie-dye stuff. So I have my dye there, and you guys, I did this like pre-quarantine, so these are the only colors left and like the only dye they had, so I did my best. And then I have some rubber bands, some gloves, a spray bottle, I have a test rag to the left there, have my water bottles and my garbage bags, and this should be all you guys need, to be honest, and I try to make it the most inexpensive way for you guys. So yeah, as long as you guys have this stuff, you should be able to do a tie-dye shirt, anything like that. So I ended up getting a lot of stuff to tie-dye. I got some socks, I got some t-shirts and some camis from Walmart, which were really cheap. And then I had some other clothes that I was going to repurpose and make brand new again. And then I just went ahead and cut the camis and cut the t-shirts into something smaller. And we began, you guys. So this is the first shirt that I started to do. This is a shirt that I was gonna repurpose, and then I basically just began to dampen it. I just saw that if you dampened the shirt, the dye would stay better on the shirt, so I just dampened it a little bit and did it front and back. And then I started to do the swirl method. I honestly think the spiral method, I think, was way better than the scrunch method. So if you are planning to get like the original kind of tie-dye swirl, then I would recommend doing the spiral one. And all of the shirts that I ended up liking were the spiral ones instead of like the more scrunch type of thing, because it just did not look good. But yeah, so I ended up just doing spiral method on most of the shirts, and yeah, and then I started to wrap it around with rubber bands. I don't think there's like necessarily a certain direction you need to do the rubber bands. You could just go ahead and go crazy with it. I didn't really care about the rubber bands, but if you want to put it a certain way, then go ahead. And I basically just kept doing this to all my shirts. So I kept doing this process over and over again for most of my shirts. I did do like the scrunch method or some of my other shirts, which I will show you right now, but I honestly did not like how those came out at all. They literally looked like I got the shirt and rubbed it in my throw up and then just decided to wash it or something. Like, that's literally what it looked like. So I definitely recommend the spiral method if you just want like the original little nice tie-dye, and if you do want like a strong color to like leave it longer and stuff like that, because I definitely didn't leave it for that long. I left it for like 20 minutes because I did want to get like a lighter pastel type of shade. So just letting y'all know. So here I'm now damping this shirt, and I actually ended up cropping this shirt, and I'll show you guys in the end how it ended up coming out. But you guys, the shirt was literally terrible. So I literally started to scrunch it right here, as you could tell, and you basically kind of just like fold in the edges to make like little layers. So it's not like I think I did it wrong. It just ended up not coming out like I expected it to come out, and I just don't even think I used a lot of dye on these. So then again, I also think that's why. But yeah, I didn't like how these came out, but I just wanted to show you guys a different method and how it looks versus like the spiral method. And yeah. And then for the next minute, I just have more little clips of me swirling the shirts and scrunching them up, just so you guys know exactly how to do it. And if you don't have a fork in hand, hopefully you do, but if you don't, you could use your finger or something like that to make the swirl. And then the scrunch method, you could just use your hands for that. So y'all should be good. So here I have all of my stuff ready to make the dye. So I have my dye, my water bottles, and some measuring tablespoons and stuff like that. I just use water bottles because it was really inexpensive, and mostly everyone has empty water bottles at their house, so you don't need to go purchase plastic bottles in order to tie-dye. Okay, so here I started to fill all my water bottles. I didn't really measure out how much water I put in there. I just, you know, kind of just eyeballed it, and then on the actual dye container it will tell you how much, you know, you need to put in comparison to water. But I just made sure that the dye was going to come out good and like the way I liked it. And that's also another reason why I had that test rag in the beginning, just so right after you see me here, after I mix my dye and stuff like that, you can test the dye on your little test rag and you can see if like the color of the dye is where you want it at, or you can make it darker or lighter. So I was able to experiment a little bit with this, and I'll show you guys right here. So I'm literally just putting it on my little test rag, and then that's the yellow that ended up coming out. So I was happy with that, so I was just like, okay, and I'll just leave it like that. And yeah, so I just started to fill all the rest of my other dyes in there. I just wanted to also add in that these dyes I was able to like mix up, and you can mix up to like make a different color. So right here I had like a darker blue or a lighter blue, and then I added just a little bit more dye, and it made the color way darker than it was before. So you could do that easily with any other color if you'd like. So just depending on how bright you want your colors to be, just test it out. And that's why I think having the test rag was like perfect, just so you know exactly what you're about to put on to your clothing, and yeah, just to get what you actually want out of the shirt. Okay, so here I'm all done with doing all my dyes, and I recommend labeling them because some of them do look alike, so just so you don't get them mixed up or anything. And then here I have all of my shirts laid out on these two chairs. It is recommended to use like a resting rack when you're dyeing, so you know all the extra drip falls to the floor like while it's on the rack. But you know, you don't need to do that. You can just do it on the floor or like do it on like concrete type of thing, and you should be fine either way. So yeah, this was me just going crazy with all my shirts. I honestly didn't really have like a certain method or anything. Like I just started going crazy, honestly, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, just go crazy with it and just see what you come up with. I ended up really liking my stuff, so yeah. But believe it or not, you guys, I did not leave my stuff like sat out for a really long time. So it looks really bright right here, but you know, obviously the end product did not come out as bright as this, and that all depends on whether or not like you leave your stuff out. I know people who like leave their stuff out overnight and then wash it the next day, but I literally did this all in one day. So it really took, I think I left them out like 30 minutes after I was done tie-dyeing, which is a really short amount of time, but for what I wanted and what I was trying to get, it ended up working out really well. So just depending on what you want and your preference, just do what you need to do. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know that that's why mine came out so pastel, is because I did not leave them out for a really long time, but I really like that. So also, you guys, like all of these bright colors too, like I thought they looked so cute. I was like, oh my god, so cute. But when I ended up washing them and stuff, like they almost kind of combined, especially because the dyes were mostly the same. So like for example, I used like a green, like this is green for example, and then I used a even lighter green, so I felt like when I washed them it kind of just combined them all together. But like I said, y'all, I still ended up liking what came out of it, and they looked so cute. So I was just like, you know what, we out here living with some new tie-dye shirts, so period. You guys, this was probably like the best looking shirt that like I made. Like I actually did the rubber bands like all nice and stuff, and I actually tried to make a design for this one, like, you know, use the darker green, the lighter green, but like I said, I almost felt like they kind of combined in when I washed them. But either way, you guys, I still think it came out good, and this just goes to show you could use like a different shade of the dye and it still can look bomb as shit. So yeah, you guys. So right after you're done doing your tie-dye, you go ahead and put them in plastic bags. I put them in separate ones. I don't know if you could put them together, but I just did just in case. And I just let them sit for 30 minutes. Depending on how much color you want out of it and all that stuff, then definitely leave it for longer. But yeah, so as soon as I was done with the time, I went ahead and rinsed it with cold water. It's supposed to be cold water specifically, so just make sure you got your cold water. And then here I am just rinsing out all of my stuff. I also wanted to note that when you are washing your tie-dye clothes in the cold water, just to make sure that the water runs clear after you're done washing them, that there's not really, like, the water doesn't look like blue or anything, that it's nice and clear. Once you finish rinsing them through, just go ahead and wash them like you would regular clothes. So wash your dryer, and then this should all be done. So I know the lighting isn't the best, but I kind of just wanted to preview for you guys what they look like in the end hanging up. I ended up cutting some of the shirts that I got and then some of the camis as well. But yeah, you guys, I honestly really like how they came out.